I know why. I think that takes away my sound if I hide myself. So I've been talking. So I've been talking and there's nothing. Okay, so let me restate everything I was just saying. So normally I will create videos and I will edit them and I will share companies that are hiring right now. A lot of times I am getting notification from Glassdoor and they will put out different articles saying like, "Hey, here are the top 20 companies hiring the most right now." So that's where this video is coming from. I just don't think I will have time to edit any of these videos in a short term. So I've been trying to post and share that way. But I have some time, so I figured why not just have a live chat and share this article. So, oh, thank you, Sharky, for letting me know that I you can hear me now. Great. Oh, hey, Barry, welcome in. Oh, you're in listen only mode. Okay. Thank you, Sharky, for letting me know. I would have just been talking and you wouldn't have been able to hear me. Okay, so highlighting some of these companies, there's a couple that are offering bonuses right now, which makes sense because a lot of in a lot of industries, companies are having a harder time to find people, so they're offering some different sign-on bonuses. So this one, Banfield Hospital, this is most likely gonna be for folks that are veterinarian or maybe you're a vet tech. Doesn't take a lot, as far as putting down a lot of money and education to become a vet tech. So typically you'll have like high school education, maybe some college, but definitely you'll have some type of certification. So there is a shortage apparently in these jobs. So there are some places that are willing to provide bonuses, including Banfield Pet Hospital, which it looks like they're doing a $5,000 sign on bonus for vet techs in certain locations. And it did look like they're hiring a lot in Alabama, Mobile, Alabama. Oh my goodness. I have family there. I've been there maybe twice. Uh, Niles, Illinois, Tracy, California, Charleston, South Carolina, Southern Pines, North Carolina, Rhode Island, Texas, Houston, Texas, Brooklyn, New York, Florida, Austin, Texas, Surprise, Arizona, Exton, Pennsylvania. So quite a number of places, Chantilly, Virginia, and some other places throughout Texas and New York, like San Antonio, Yonkers, New York, Douglasville, Georgia, as well. Houston, Texas has come up a few times in here. So those are some of the pockets of the country where they are hiring in for Banfield Pet Hospital. So if you are in the veterinarian space, whether you're a veterinarian or a vet tech, those are some of the places hiring. The next place on the list is Spade Technologies. So they're headquartered, it says, in Wisconsin, and they are in electrical planning, engineering, design, and installation. So they are actually offering sign-on bonuses in the range of $1,000 to $4,500 for certain positions, which makes sense. I mentioned this on a couple of live broadcasts, but a lot of the, blue collar jobs that are not marketed as being super cool or whatnot, they're really in demand right now. So I am not surprised at all that there would be high bonuses right now for those type of job openings. And it looks like they are hiring for different technicians, it says specialty systems technician, material handlers, even foremans, journeymen, just different types of electricians and apprentices. So even apprentices and some really junior level roles. They're also hiring category managers, engineers, production managers, and the like as well. So some operations coordinator roles as well. If you're not in the engineering or or technician, type of space. So that is Faith Technologies. And they're also hiring all across the country. Kansas, Wisconsin, that's probably Tennessee, pretty much across the United States, but those are some of the specific cities. They're also hiring Arizona, Georgia, but primarily I would say Wisconsin and Kansas. All right, so moving down the list here. And hello, Gadget Goddess. Yes, Brooklyn. They're hiring in Brooklyn and across New York. Welcome in, Gadget Goddess. Doing a little check to make sure I got your name right. Okay, moving right along here. Waste management. So again, blue collar jobs. They are offering, and I'm very familiar with Waste Management, that company. I've seen them multiple times. They seem to be a pretty decent company. It shows here that they are in the US, the largest recycler, which, yeah, that totally makes sense to me. So they're offering $7,500 sign on bonuses to diesel technicians specifically. They're also hiring for drivers, all types of drivers, of course, heavy equipment operators, welders, and different technicians. So, gas technicians, for example, different mechanics. So, you'll see jobs across Minneapolis, Wisconsin, Kansas, Pennsylvania, uh, Illinois. So, some, kind of focus on the Midwest. They are also hiring in Rochester, New York as well as Oregon. So pretty much across the United States, but those are some of the cities that I see in here. It is a pretty well-rated company as well. Compensation and benefits are rated on a 3.7 on a 5-point scale, and a lot of their jobs seem to be full-time, so that's great. Okay, so moving right along here. Penske Truck Leasing and Logistics. So I talk a lot about trucking jobs just because it's like, if I were someone where I didn't and getting right out of school or something, I would definitely be like in the trucking industry because it's what drives this country, and you'll most likely have jobs in that space. There is some automation happening in that space as well. There is going to be more automated trucking. I do foresee that. Let's see in 10 years, come back to this video and we'll see. But there's plenty of companies entering that space, lots of money going into automation for trucking. And so we've talked about that in a number of videos. But Penske, overall, I've heard some good things about Penske as a company. They are offering thousands of dollars, up to $10,000 sign on bonuses for warehouse workers, forklift operators, which I do have a video if anyone is trying to become a forklift operator. They're interviewing to become a forklift operator. And they need some tips. I have two videos. You can search them up in YouTube. And then also, of course, truck drivers, which of course, makes sense right now. They're also hiring some other roles. They're hiring recruiters, of course, because they need people to find these truck drivers. But when you look across their jobs, it looks like senior rental representatives, truck drivers. You do have to have a CDL, of course. Sales and operations management trainees, operations supervisors, full cycle recruiters. So if I needed a job, I would look there personally. And then administrative assistants as well as other operations type of roles. Where are they hiring? They're hiring in Kentucky, Buffalo, New York, Tennessee, Pennsylvania, California, Wisconsin, pretty much all across the US is what I'm looking at here. Georgia, they're hiring a bunch too. So yeah, that is it for Penske. But they're all around. I hear good things about, Penske as well. Seems like they have some good ratings on Glassdoor, a very large company in the transportation and logistics space, and they have pretty good reviews online. It looks like pretty decent. I would say anything above a 3.5 is probably pretty good. All right, so I'm gonna pause here for a second. You can also call her Folderella. Oh, I don't know, Gadget Goddess. Would you like me to call you Folderella? I don't know. I'm scared to do that one. Hey, Paolindo, welcome. I'm doing well, Paolindo. How are you doing? Yes, it's been a while. I came on here yesterday and did a live chat to announce my giveaway winner, which ended up being a college friend who joined some of my YouTube chats. So that was fun. So the next company is actually Sports Clip, which I'm a little surprised. I don't know why that's so surprising, but Sports Clips, they are hiring. So this is a company with 1,800 locations and scores of flat screen TVs across the US and Canada. Sports Clips is the largest franchise in the nation, catering to men's and boys' hair care. They are headquartered in Georgetown, Texas. Interesting. I actually don't know where Georgetown is in Texas, but I will find out. So they are experiencing a hiring surge due to the cough cough. The company is currently offering 500, $1,000, and $3,000 sign-on bonuses for managers, barbers, stylists at some locations across the country. Let me just see where they're hiring. And I do recommend whenever you're looking at Glassdoor, also do check out the website. When I do my deep dives looking at companies and I edit the video, I always go to the actual job site just because there's sometimes it's a delay with Glassdoor and Indeed and LinkedIn and some of these sites with aggregating the jobs directly from these job sites or job boards. So when a company is posting a job on their website, a Glassdoor or a LinkedIn will pull from their website. But sometimes there is a delay with companies getting the jobs. And then also when a company takes down a job posting, you may see a job post on a job board a little longer than you will on the company website. So I always try to, check there for purposes of this live video. I won't do that. I will just reference Glassdoor. Okay, so they're hiring all kinds of jobs. Hairstylists, of course, people that can cut hair, cosmetologists, all of that. But they're also hiring some like assistant managers in certain locations, like in, for example, Indiana, they're doing that, hiring store managers. So there are also some logistics or coordinator management type of positions as well. They're pretty much hiring across the Midwest and also on the East Coast. So Illinois, of course, hiring in Florida, New York, they're hiring in Nebraska, just all across the country. I did not even realize how large Sport Clips was as a company, but they have operations all across the country. So again, Florida, Michigan, North Carolina, Washington, I said Florida, New Jersey, Texas, of course, and also Illinois and Missouri, which is where I'm from. All right, so moving on down the list. Let me just pause to check in with the chat. Oh, hey, Zero. I missed you yesterday, Zero. I had multiple entries for you during our contest yesterday with the giveaway, and you still did not pop up. Someone that only had one entry actually actually won, which I was surprised. And again, this is why I don't play the lottery typically because I'm just like statistics. All right, so the next company is, I think it would be pronounced Christ Us Health or Christ US Health. So I have seen this company a few times. I've just never really specifically delved into them too much. So this is a Catholic not-for-profit healthcare system comprised of more than 600 centers. Crisis Health is headquartered in Irving, Texas. That would make sense of why I've heard of them before. So they staff about 45,000 people, including 15,000 doctors. Interesting. So they are offering $1,000 sign-on bonus. And this makes sense. Anything in the healthcare space is probably going to be offering bonuses right now. Okay, so I will check out where they're hiring. It looks like they're hiring across Texas, but also in Louisiana as well for Price US Health. And of course, they're hiring nurses, they're hiring doctors. So I'm just going to I'm moving along. Next up is Amazon. We know Amazon's headquartered in Seattle. Now, I have mentioned Amazon a couple of times on my channel already, so I won't give too much of a deep dive, but they typically are offering sign-on bonuses for their jobs, depending on what they are. Typically, these are going to be your warehouse jobs, as it is noted in here, and like forklift, warehouse, general labor, those type of jobs, those folks that are going to be in the warehouse because they need people. And I would suspect they're going to continue offering these bonuses into as we get, closer to the holidays, into the holidays. So I would expect them now through the end of the year, of course, because as we see in the news, things are shifting with health, the health crisis right now too. And we know that typically you're going to have more shipments happening, people buying things as we approach the holiday seasons in the US. That is Thanksgiving, of course. Actually, it starts with Halloween in October, Thanksgiving in November, and then, of course, the different holidays in December based on your religion. Zero, you didn't know? It's okay. No worries. All right, so getting through the list here, Buffalo Wild Wings is also hiring. So a lot of restaurant chains are hiring right now. But I think it's interesting to see that they are actually offering sign-on bonuses. So, and these are your waitresses, waiters, cook staff. So some can actually earn up to $450 sign-on bonuses. So if you are in the restaurant business and you're looking for a job, you may want to look at Buffalo Wild Wings. So it looks like they're looking for hosts, cashiers, managers, servers. Most restaurants are in the same boat as Buffalo Wild Wings, but it's interesting to see that they're getting to the point where they're also offering bonuses to hire people. And it looks like their pay typically is going to start at about $13 an hour, but it looks like maybe even up to $17 an hour for kitchen specific jobs, not for waitresses. I don't think we've gotten there yet. They're also looking for cooks and dishwashers as well. And it looks like it's across the country where they have operations or they have, stores or restaurants. New Jersey, Oklahoma, Alabama, Virginia, New Hampshire, Maine, California, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Indiana, Vermont, Texas. I'm surprised I don't see Missouri on here. Illinois. I don't see Missouri yet, but I imagine Missouri's in here too because they do have Buffalo Wild Wings there. I feel like they have them probably in almost every state. So I'm gonna move forward there. So we get it. Most restaurants are hiring like crazy, but you may want to take a look at some companies and see if there are any sign-on bonuses offered like Buffalo Wild Wings. All right, so we have another healthcare company, Atrium Health. I won't dig into this too much, but just want to call out for them. They are headquartered in Charlotte, North Carolina. It's a nonprofit health system, kind of like Christ US, and they're staffed by nearly 70,000 teammates at 37 hospitals. And they are offering 5,000 to 10,000 sign-on bonuses for registered nursing roles. Nursing is that's a job industry where typically you are gonna have some pretty nice payouts with nursing jobs. And then they're also hiring in some other roles as well. I doubt they're gonna have those sign-on bonuses though. All right, so coming to the end of the list is actually another restaurant, Bob Evans. I have only eaten at Bob Evans, I think, one time, and it wasn't actually to eat there, it was just to pick up some food and go. So, highlighting Bob Evans here, their hiring looks like across 18 states, and they're offering $200 bonuses. So some locations are offering $2,000 sign-on bonuses for managers and general managers, and $200 bonuses are also offered to new team members. So if you're looking for like something in the restaurant business, I would look at Buffalo Wild Wings and Bob Evans right now. And then they're hiring in Michigan, Indiana, Ohio, Missouri. Actually, where I'm from in Missouri. Okay. Indiana. Looks like that's about it. They're also hiring in Sulphur Springs, Texas as well. So interesting. They've got a lot of different jobs that they're looking for. It's not like the typical restaurant jobs that you would think of. They are looking for not only cooks and restaurant managers, which if you actually get hired with them as a restaurant manager, you could have a $2,000 sign-on bonus. But they're also looking for in addition to that, they have some different supervisors, transportation dispatchers, managers of e-commerce and digital marketing. They have some jobs as general managers, which also do get a $2,000 sign-on bonus. They're also looking for some IT roles, supply planning managers, HR generalists, field training managers, quality assurance supervisors, and also more transportation related jobs and food safety jobs, which makes sense. So, food safety technicians, quality assurance, that sort of thing. They're also looking for plant safety supervisors as well as director level roles. Like, for example, they have a director of operations, external manufacturing as well. So, pretty interesting. A lot of these jobs are pretty new, some of them are a little older. Most of them have been posted within the past 2 weeks, just a day ago. So, Bob Evans may be a good one if you're looking for a job in general. Again, they have the typical, cook job, team member jobs, restaurant manager, general manager, restaurant managers and general managers getting those $2,000 sign-on bonuses. However, they're also hiring for operations roles like director of e-commerce, digital marketing, some supply chain jobs, quality assurance supervisors, HR managers or human resources manager jobs, transportation dispatchers, and such. So, to wrap things up with Bob Evans, I would definitely check them out. Okay, so I'm going to go to the chat and then I'm going to close things out here. Let me get rid of that. Sharky says Bob Evans isn't bad. It's like the IHOP of the South. Really? Yeah, it just doesn't appeal to me. I think a part of it might just be because of the type of food. If I think of Bob Evans, I'm thinking about like very hearty mac and cheese, mashed potatoes, chicken, I don't know, like or breakfast foods. And I don't really well, I don't eat a lot of meat products. The only meat product I technically eat would be seafood. So salmon, you know, uh, salmon, fish, those type of things. I don't even eat lobster, but I will eat shrimp on occasion. But yeah, and then as far as like mashed potatoes, mac and cheese, all that good stuff, I limit that. I even limit Italian food, pasta, just because I know I try to keep my weight intact. So keeping our weight intact over here, that is that is always the goal. So if that means staying away from Bob Evans and other restaurants like that, I stay away. But I went in there. I can't remember what it was I ordered, but it was a place I went to when I first moved to Texas. Actually, I stopped in a Bob Evans and I realized that people were not wearing masks. Like I realized very quickly last year, people were not because two guys just walked in there and I'm like, "Oh, I'm wearing a mask. What's going on?" And then, I saw Texas and I was like, "Oh, people are just doing their own thing down here." So, all that to say, I've been in Bob Evans one time. It seemed nice. It seems clean in there and everything. So, from what I've seen online, could be a nice place to work. Who knows? But yes, it probably is like the IHOP of the South. I can see that. Bob Evans makes me think of Bob Ross. The logo makes me think it's a place where you can buy art supplies. That's funny, actually. I know who Bob Ross is. I've never seen anything on TV, but I know he's that guy with that really big hair that does the art, or the painting. I think it's a class, so that's funny. I don't know if I've ever thought of yeah, I've always known what Bob Evans is, but I'm also from the Midwest. I think maybe it could be different on the East Coast. I don't know if Bob Evans is really on the East Coast outside of maybe New Jersey. I don't know if they're in New York. I didn't see anything in New York. Sharky's laughing at 0. Yeah, 0, that is funny. Jess, what was the company in Brooklyn? Didn't hear it mentioned, but sorry I missed it. Oh, the company in Brooklyn. Let me see if I can find it. I think that one was well, let me go back and see. Did I just shut the whole thing down? Oh, I totally closed out of it. Let me pull it back up. I said that is the video and I'm done and closed out. Let me bring it back up though. All right. So, and you would have missed it just because I did not pull up the full site when I went in to look at the job opening. So I just like went over and like just pulled up whatever. Are you located in New York? I don't think you are, Sharky. You guys know I get so mixed up sometimes with where folks are located. That's why I'm always like, where are you located, guys? Tell me in the chat because get I totally will mix people up. The only one I solely remember is probably Edward Smart being in Hawaii That's probably the main one that I remember just because I'm like, "Oh, Hawaii. That's perfect. I want to visit Hawaii." Okay, let me see if this was the one. It might have been Faith Technologies. Let me see. Hmm. No, I don't think it was Faith Technologies. Banfield. Oh, yes. Okay. So I think it was one of the companies that was hiring folks in Brooklyn, New York was actually Banfield Pet Hospital. Most of their jobs, though, I will say, are veterinarian related. So either a veterinarian doctor or a vet tech. And let me see, I think there might have been one other one that was hiring. There might have been another one that was hiring. I won't say Brooklyn, but I think New York. Yes. So also Penske is also hiring in New York. They're specifically hiring in Buffalo, New York and Webster, New York. So not necessarily New York City metropolitan area, but in the outskirts or yeah. So and then let me just check one other one to make sure they were yeah, this was New Jersey. So I was also looking at Sport Clips, which was hiring in New Jersey. Just kind of looking to see what was on the East Coast here. Yep, I think that was it. Let me see here. 0, you're funny. Yeah, keep yourself beautiful. Yes, well, that is a must. We have to take care of ourselves, right? Definitely have to take care of ourselves for sure. So, okay, let me get to some other. He was on PBS. Oh, you know what? Yeah, that makes sense. He's on PBS. Yeah, because that's like the educational, kid-friendly channel. I used to watch this show on PBS and I loved it. I just can't wait, was it? I think it was PBS. I can't remember the name of it, but it was pretty cool. I'm kind of into mythology, and these 2 kids would they would be sent back in time. They would find, like, some artifact or whatever this thing was, and they would actually get sent back in time, and so you get to learn about some of the interesting mythology and history. So they would go into Egyptian mythology, for example. You're in North New Jersey. Okay, right across from Manhattan. Oh, that's a nice area. I have a, high school friend that actually just moved from California to New Jersey. So, she really likes it there. She kinda has me in a place where I kinda wanna go back to New York. I will have an update on that very soon on, yes. So, I'm not gonna say anything beforehand, but I will have an update. Zero says I was serious about the logo, probably because I never been to one, so it confuses me for a minute until I remember it. Let me look at Bob Evans real quick. Let me look at their logo. Um, I guess I could kinda see that. Yeah, let me pull up their logo. And if you're just now joining the chat, we walk through some of the companies that are hiring right now. Bob Evans happens to be one of them. Um, Let me see what comes up when I look at images. Oh, look at that food, y'all. It is I think it is the IHOP of the South. Look at that. But this is the logo right here. It's the logo. Oh, it takes me to Wikipedia. It's not really what I wanted to do. But that's the logo. And I mean, it really doesn't, it really doesn't showcase that it would be a food place unless you see restaurant. But if you're looking at it just from a distance, I could see why you'd be like, what is that? But it's interesting that most companies do use the colors red and yellow because they entice you. It's like specific colors to draw you in and make you hungry. And we know the color red typically brings on more feelings of aggression and that sort of thing. Totally going off on a tangent with that, but I think that's interesting. So Sharky is in New York then. Yes, Sharky is like in the New York area. Technically New Jersey. I feel like there's a big distinction. We don't have Bob Evans here in New Jersey, only IHOP, Perkins, and of course, New Jersey is famous for our diners. Oh, yeah, nice. Hi, Mr. 100 Rounds. Hey, Natural Laricia. Hey, hey, how are you? You studied Greek mythology, Zero? Since the 4th grade. Oh, cool. That's very cool. Okay, so let me give, I guess, a little rundown of what we talked about here just to round out the video. But hopefully you all are having a good Friday. I just came on here because I was like, there's no way I'm going to make time. I still need to edit my last video snippet where I'm being a really bad interviewer. If anyone's seen that video, let me know what you think. I think everyone in here did watch it. But yeah, I need to edit my last like 1.5 minute video of me being a terrible interviewer based off of literal things that happen during some some of the interviews. Generally, people are really good interviewers or pretty decent, the ones that I talk to overall, but sometimes people struggle. Okay, let me see if this is it. Okay, so we did the walkthrough here. So again, take this with a grain of salt. This is not a edited video, so I did not go in and go to the company website and do all the double checking and get the actuals and do all the ratings and all of that, which I normally do in my companies that are hiring videos. However, you will want to go to the company site because, as I said before, sometimes these aggregate sites like Glassdoor, LinkedIn, Indeed, and Monster, and all of the other ones are a little bit delayed with taking down postings that are no longer posted, and then also with posting the jobs that are available. So sometimes there's a slight delay. So we talked about Banfield Pet Hospital. Typically, they're offering sign-on bonuses for their vet techs of $5,000. Technologies, they have different positions, a lot of blue collar jobs that are offering up to 4,500 bonuses. Waste management, they're offering a lot of bonuses to their technicians, up to 7,500. Penske truck leasing, a lot of truck trucker jobs right now, forklift, warehouse, they're offering bonuses because they just need to find people. They just need people. Just can't find people. Like, we are going to pay you to work. Like, just come work for us is what they're saying with this. So up to $10,000 sign-on bonuses for specific jobs, warehouse workers, forklift operators, truck drivers. Now, you may need to have specific certifications to those, but yes, that's what they're looking for. They're also to not to pass up on Penske, but they are also hiring for different type of coordinator jobs, recruiting jobs, general managers, and etc. So it's not all just truck drivers. They also, of course, have IT jobs. Then we went to sports clip. A lot of theirs are very much what you're going to find in the store as far as cosmetologists, the hairstylists. Christ US Health, they're hiring a lot of different positions, not just nurses and doctors, but a majority of them will be, and they are offering some big bonuses specifically for those nurses and doctors. Amazon, Amazon is constantly offering bonuses, and I talked about them a lot, so I won't highlight too much, but they're offering for a lot of the warehouse forklift operator jobs, different sign-on bonuses, which is pretty cool. For different team members. So if you're looking for a job, Amazon is always hiring, but like really going to be hiring right now and through the end of the year because we know that this is the best hiring season for them because people are going to start shopping like crazy unless something dramatic happens. So Buffalo Wild Wings is the other one we talked about. They're even hiring. They're offering sign-on bonuses. So a lot of restaurants are hiring, offering these sign-on bonuses just to get people in. So if you're looking for restaurant work, whether you're a manager or someone that's going to be a waitress, a cook, etc., a dishwasher. You want to look at Buffalo Wild Wings if they are in your area. They're offering bonuses of up to $450. Atrium Health, we talked about, they're offering bonuses to registered nurses. And then lastly, we talked about Bob Evans restaurants, and they are also offering sign-on bonuses. 2,000 for different types of managers and general managers, and also $200 for like just team members. And let me just go to their site real quick to show that to round this out. Is this the one? I don't know if this is it. Oh yeah, this is it. Okay. So these are what's being shown on Glassdoor right now. Again, do your due diligence, check out the company site, and then take a look at when they were looking as well. So e-commerce, digital marketing, um, production supervisor, IT service desk analyst, production supervisor, supply planning, HR generalist, all of those. So I always just say keep an eye out for the days that it's been open and double check on the website. They're even hiring a field training manager. I think that's pretty cool. Okay, I'm going to close it out. That is really the video. That's all I wanted to come up on here and say. I just wanted to share that those companies were hiring. Oh, and I missed this. Hello, Cubs Den. Welcome. Nice to see you. Hey, OG. Welcome, welcome. Thank you all for being here. Thanks for checking out a very impromptu live chat. As soon as I have a little more time to edit these videos, I will continue with these company highlights and updates. They will be better. I do think the edited format is a lot better because I can really dig into the details and share more insights than this. But I also wanted to be timely and share out these companies hiring in case there is someone that is on the job search right now and looking and needs a couple of leads. So, with that, I think that's all I got for today. I hope you all have a nice weekend. I will be coming on here in live on some live chats that I just scheduled. So I'll be talking about a couple of different topics, getting back to job related topics, and then also some social topics. So we've got coming up on the radar. Let me see here, just so I can highlight that before I go. What is on the radar? What's next? So up next are going to be I'm going to have a video called Job Seeker Struggles and how to get past them, right? Another video will be where did the idea of acting white come from? That's something that is pretty much commonly heard across the Black community. So where did acting white come from? We're going to talk about in an upcoming live chat. Can companies use automation to remove hiring biases? That will be coming in an upcoming live chat as well. So keep an eye out for it. Recruiting is tough right now in some job areas. So we're going to talk about why recruiting is so tough right now and what are the job areas that is having the toughest time finding people and why. We're also going to talk about this topic, the exploitation of Black women and how it hurts us in the workplace. We're going to be talking about that upcoming soon. And then also, it's not just Black men. Most people of color are colorist. So, with that, a little controversial, little job, typical job updates, and a little bit of social topics in there as well. So, hopefully, we'd have some good conversations. So, with that, I'm going to let you guys go. Thank you so much for being here. And I love that comment, zero, protect Jessica at all costs. Thank you. I appreciate it so much. Thank you. All right. Well, I'm going to let you go. Have a great day. And I will see you in the next video or next live stream. Bye, everyone.